Via de Guicciardini is the grand thoroughfare of the Oltrarno district, acting as the primary link between the Ponte Vecchio and the Piazza de Pitti. As you walk this street, you are following a route steeped in Renaissance power and dramatic history. The most striking feature of Via de Guicciardini is the Versailles corridor, which runs directly above the rooftops on the left side of the street, if walking toward Pitti. Built in 1565 by Giorgio Vasari, this elevated passage allowed the Medici dukes to walk from their offices at the Uffizi to their home at the Pitti Palace without ever stepping foot on the public street. Pitti Square is a vast, sloping square in Florence's Oltrarno district that serves as the grand entrance to the Pitti Palace. Characterized by its imposing scale and rustic stone architecture, it is one of the few major squares in Florence built without a religious function. The square was originally constructed in 1440 by banker Luca Pitti, who demolished existing houses to create a space large enough to highlight the grandeur of his new palace. Its upward slope creates a natural stage effect, focusing all attention on the palace's massive symmetrical facade. When the Medici family purchased the palace in 1549, they expanded the building and the square, eventually tripling its original size with the addition of the rondo, side wings with porticos and terraces. For centuries, it served as the ceremonial residence of three dynasties: the Medici, the Habsburg-Lorraine, and the House of Savoy, when Florence was Italy's capital from 1865 to 1871. The piazza remains a public pedestrian area and is free to access. It is the primary assembly point for those visiting the 5 museums within the palace and the adjoining Boboli Gardens. The Boboli Gardens is a vast historical park located directly behind the Pitti Palace. Spanning over 111 acres, 45,000 square meters, it is one of the world's most significant examples of the Italian formal garden and served as a prototype for many European royal estates, including Versailles. The gardens function as an open-air museum filled with ancient Roman and Renaissance sculptures. Grotta Grande, a Mannerist masterpiece containing stalactites, shells, and replicas of Michelangelo's slaves. The amphitheater is built on the site of a former quarry. It features an ancient Egyptian obelisk from Aswan, dating back to Ramesses II, and a large granite basin from the Baths of Nero. Fountain of Neptune is often called the Fountain of the Fork by locals. This centerpiece is ringed by bronze mythological figures. Column of Justice, a 36-foot-tall granite monolith standing at the piazza's center. Originally from the Baths of Caracalla in Rome, it was gifted by Pope Pius IV to Cosimo I de' Medici in 1565 to commemorate a military victory. It is topped by a porphyry statue of Justice. Piazza Santa Trinita is a historic triangular square in Florence, celebrated for its unique blend of architectural styles ranging from medieval fortresses to Baroque facades. Located at the junction of the luxury shopping street Via de Tornabuoni and the Ponte Santa Trinita, it serves as a central hub where Florence's religious history meets its high-fashion present. The area is a premier designer district. You will find flagship boutiques for brands housed in historic medieval palaces surrounding the square. The Salvatore Ferragamo Museum offers a deep dive into the history of Italian footwear and family life. The Ponte Santa Trinita is widely regarded as the most elegant bridge in Florence. Originally built in 1252, the current design is a 16th-century Renaissance masterpiece known for its unique elliptical arches, the first of their kind in the world. Constructed between 1567 and 1569 by architect Bartolomeo Ammanati, The bridge's design was heavily influenced by corrections and advice from Michelangelo. It features 3 distinctive flattened elliptical arches, a groundbreaking engineering feat that gives it a graceful, lightweight appearance. To celebrate the wedding of Cosimo II de' Medici in 1608, 4 marble statues were added to the corners: Spring by Pietro Francavilla, Summer and Autumn by Giovanni Caccini, and Winter by Taddeo Landini. German forces destroyed the bridge in 1944. It was meticulously rebuilt in 1958 as it was and where it stood, using original stones salvaged from the riverbed and the same quarry in the Boboli Gardens. The Basilica of Santa Maria Novella is one of Florence's most significant religious and artistic landmarks, serving as the city's principal Dominican church. Located directly across from the main railway station that bears its name, the complex is a masterclass in the transition from Gothic to Renaissance architecture. The facade is designed by Leon Battista Alberti and completed in 1470. It is one of only 2 original Renaissance facades in Florence. It is famous for its perfect mathematical proportions and the green and white marble geometric patterns. The Santa Maria Novella Pharmacy, widely recognized as the oldest pharmacy in the world, is a historic apothecary located just steps from the Santa Maria Novella train station in Florence. Founded by Dominican friars in 1221, it has evolved from a monastic infirmary into a global luxury beauty brand while still operating in its original 13th century premises. The Dominican friars began cultivating medicinal herbs in their gardens to create balms and ointments for their infirmary shortly after their arrival in 1221. In 1533, the friars created the Acqua della Regina, the Queen's Water, for Catherine de' Medici to celebrate her marriage to the future King of France. This fragrance, now called Acqua di Santa Maria Novella, is still sold today. Due to the renown of their remedies, the pharmacy officially opened its doors to the public in 1612. The pharmacy functions as a boutique museum, where visitors can browse luxury products amidst vaulted ceilings, 18th century furnishings, and Renaissance frescoes. Many items are still produced using traditional formulas derived from the monks' original 800-year-old recipes. The Basilica di San Lorenzo is one of Florence's oldest and most historically significant churches, famously serving as the parish church and mausoleum for the powerful Medici family. Designed primarily by Filippo Brunelleschi in 1421, it is considered the first church built in the Renaissance style, emphasizing harmony, geometric proportion, and logic. Despite its interior grandeur, the exterior remains a raw, unfinished brownstone. Michelangelo was commissioned to complete it with marble, but the project was never realized. The Medici Riccardi Palace is a landmark of early Renaissance architecture in Florence and served as the primary residence of the Medici family for over a century. Commissioned in 1444 by Cosimo the Elder and designed by architect Michelozzo, it was the birthplace of the Medici's political and banking power. It is considered a model for Renaissance civil architecture. The facade uses a tripartite design, where stone blocks, rustication, on the ground floor transition to smoother surfaces on upper floors to create a sense of lightness and height. Notable residents included Lorenzo the Magnificent. Michelangelo also contributed to the building, specifically the kneeling windows added in 1517. In 1659, the palace was sold to the Riccardi family, who expanded it and added Baroque elements, including the famous Galleria degli Specchi, Mirror Gallery. Chapel of the Magi is the palace's hidden gem. This private chapel features a famous fresco cycle by Benozzo Gozzoli, 1459, depicting the procession of the Magi, which includes portraits of Medici family members. The courtyard and garden is a serene open-air courtyard designed with classical arches, leads to a traditional Italian garden with citrus trees. Galleria di Luca Giordano is a lavish Baroque room with a ceiling fresco representing the apotheosis of the Medici. Museum and archaeological itinerary displays Medici-related artifacts, while the basement houses archaeological finds and classical busts. Uffizi Courtyard is a long, narrow courtyard situated between the two wings of the Uffizi Gallery building. Designed by Giorgio Vasari in 1560, it serves as an architectural bridge between Piazza della Signoria and the Arno River. The courtyard is famous for its loggiato, a portico lined with 28 marble statues housed in Vasarian niches. The niches contain statues of illustrious figures from the worlds of art, science, and politics, including Dante, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Giotto, and Niccolò Machiavelli. Above the central arch facing the river stands a statue of Cosimo, first de' Medici, flanked by allegorical figures representing rigor and equity. The Uffizi Gallery in Florence is one of the world's most significant art museums, housing an unparalleled collection of Italian Renaissance masterpieces. Originally commissioned in 1560 by Cosimo I de' Medici to serve as administrative offices, Uffizi. The building was designed by Giorgio Vasari and has evolved into a premier destination for art lovers worldwide. The exhibition corridors of the Uffizi Gallery are among the most iconic architectural spaces in the art world. Located on the top floor, the second floor, of the museum, these long, sun-drenched halls arranged in a U shape are actually the origin of the term gallery as a place to display art. Originally, these were open-air loggias designed by Giorgio Vasari in 1560. Francesco de' Medici later enclosed them to create a space where the family could stroll among their private collection of ancient statues. This was the first time in history a long hallway was used specifically for the exhibition of art, setting the template for all modern museums. The corridors are lined with one of the most important collections of ancient Roman and Greek sculptures in existence. As you walk, you pass rows of marble busts and full-body statues of Roman emperors, mythological heroes, and gods. These statues were the primary source of inspiration for Renaissance artists like Michelangelo and Donatello, who studied these exact marbles to learn human anatomy and drapery. The ceilings of the corridors are a masterpiece in their own right, covered in intricate frescoes. East Corridor, decorated in the late 16th century with grotesque motifs, playful, imaginative patterns of mythical creatures, flowers, and geometric shapes. South and West Corridors feature frescoes depicting the history of Florence, famous battles, and allegorical scenes celebrating the virtues and triumphs of the Medici family. The corridors are famous for their large windows that frame the city of Florence itself as a work of art. East Side offers views of the Piazza della Signoria and the Palazzo Vecchio. South Side provides the most famous view in the city, the Arno River and the Ponte Vecchio reflecting in the water. The Uffizi Gallery is a treasure trove of Renaissance art. It houses the largest and most important collection of Botticelli's work. The Birth of Venus, Primavera. The Uffizi features key works that show Leonardo's genius across his early career. The Annunciation, Adoration of the Magi. Caravaggio's works are displayed in the final rooms, showcasing the dramatic shift to the Baroque style. Medusa is painted on a ceremonial wooden shield. This striking and gruesome depiction captures the moment after Medusa has been decapitated, with a powerful expression of shock. Bacchus is a sensual and realistic depiction of the Roman god of wine, showcasing the artist's masterful use of light and shadow. The Basilica di San Marco is a significant religious complex comprising a church and a former Dominican convent. While the church remains a place of worship, the adjacent convent now houses the Museo di San Marco, world-renowned for its collection of Renaissance art, particularly by the friar painter Fra Angelico. The Academy Gallery is one of the most visited art museums in the world, primarily famous as the home of Michelangelo's original David. Founded in 1784 by Grand Duke Pietro Leopoldo, it was originally established as a teaching facility for students of the adjacent Academy of Fine Arts. Michelangelo's David is standing under a custom-built rotunda since 1873. This 17-foot marble masterpiece is the museum's undisputed centerpiece.